The blacksmith strikes the anvil. The blacksmith was the most respected man in society, a man you did not cross. For he was the man that was credited with making the brooch for the Mother of God, and as a result, the gift to make all his own tools. Here you have the bellows to light the fire, for the fire needed to redden the iron to shape it. The making and the shoeing of the wheel of a cart. The wheel of a cart is made up of 3 different timbers: elm in the nave, oak in the spokes, ash in the felloes. When at school there was a poem I was taught, The Village Blacksmith. Under the spreading chestnut tree, the village smithy stands. The smith, the mighty man was he, with large and sinewed hands. The muscles of his brawny arms were as strong as iron bands. The iron bands, no doubt, the tire of the cart, that had to be shaped and forged welded with literal strength of his own arms. Then I wondered, why did he make such an issue out of the spreading chestnut tree? What was so important to him to have referred to the spreading chestnut tree? Many people will say it was for shade and for shelter. Some may say it was for the timber. Maybe so. So far, the most interesting answer that I got to that question, that at least made sense to me, came from this family, this man who donated this forge to me 5 or 6 years ago. 8 generations of this family, blacksmiths. The old man, 82 years of age then. And when he was here one evening, I asked him could he throw any light on that poem for me. He didn't hesitate. He told me to go out and get the branch of a chestnut tree and to study the bark of it. And when you study the bark of a branch of a chestnut tree, on it you will see little horseshoes. How many nails are used to attach a horseshoe to a horse's hoof? And the answer, of course, is the most prominent number in the Bible: 7. God rested from his great work on the 7th day. And when you study the branch of the chestnut tree, there you see that horseshoe. And inside that horseshoe, you'll see that the 7 dots are there to signify where those 7 nails were to be placed. 3 nails are to be placed on the inside of the hoof and 4 on the outside. And that is the way a farrier shoes a working horse, used in the cultivation of food for human beings. In 1996, I went up to Kilkelly to record an old man, Martin Harrison, who had been a blacksmith. He was 90 years of age. And when I was with that man, he went looking for a few tools in the forge next door to where he lived. He came across this little piece of a jig he had made up, and he gave it to me. He said, "Bring that with you, Tom. That'll confuse them." I must confess, it confused myself. I wasn't that such of a genius that I was able to figure out what this was. But before I left that man, I asked him what this was. He said, "You failed to figure it out." I said, "Yes, I did." Well, he said, I don't know, he said, how you would explain that. He said, "But for me," he said, "that is a round square." Now, anybody that went to school in the 40s, 50s knows full well the consequences of making that statement, a round square. We were led to believe that there was no such thing. Martin Harrison, at 90 years of age, said that was a round square. I asked Martin Harrison to explain that to me. And he gave me this red jar of red lead, the paint that was used for painting the wheels of the cart. And to explain his round square, that is what he'd done with it. And when we look at that, it dissected the circle, and it gave him the center of the circle. And that was the technique that he used in finding the center of the wheel of a cart when making it. So yes, there was a round square.